Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has spoken again, and this time, he is clear. He says Nigerians must do everything to make sure APC is removed from power, and that Peter Obi is still the best choice for 2027. Let's break it down. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more breaking news and interesting stories. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has never been a man who hides his words. When he speaks, the nation listens, because his voice carries weight, and his years in leadership have given him the right to speak boldly. This time, his warning to Nigerians was loud and clear. He said that the All Progressives Congress, the APC, has failed to give the country the leadership it needs, and if Nigerians do not unite to change things, the pain in the land will only get worse. Obasanjo looked at the present situation in Nigeria and described it in very simple terms. He said that the people are suffering in silence. Food is too expensive. Jobs are too few. The youth are restless, not because they are lazy, but because there is no proper plan for their future. He said that Nigerians cannot continue like this. To him, the choice before the country is no longer about politics as usual. It is about survival. It is about whether Nigeria can still rise or whether it will sink further into crisis. According to Obasanjo, the government of APC has failed to give Nigerians hope. He pointed at the rise in food prices, the rise in fuel prices, and the rise in the cost of living. He said that ordinary Nigerians cannot breathe under the heavy weight of hardship. Parents are struggling to send children to school. Young men and women are struggling to get jobs. Families are struggling to eat even once a day. And still, the government continues to talk without real action. Obasanjo did not stop there. He reminded Nigerians that the role of a government is to provide safety, comfort, and opportunity. But instead of these things, what Nigerians are getting is hunger, insecurity, and disappointment. He said this is not the Nigeria he fought for, this is not the Nigeria he dreamed of, and this is not the Nigeria that citizens deserve. Then he raised his voice and gave a clear warning. He said if Nigerians continue to keep APC in power beyond 2027, the suffering will grow worse. He said the pain will not suddenly disappear, and the economy will not suddenly become better. He said that the track record of APC already shows what the future will look like if the party is allowed to remain in control. For Obasanjo, the problem is not just about one leader or one set of policies. He said it is about a system that refuses to put the people first. He described APC as a party that has lost touch with the real struggles of ordinary Nigerians. He said that leaders who live in comfort cannot understand the hunger of the masses. He said leaders who move around in convoys cannot understand the frustration of a student who cannot afford school fees or a mother who cannot buy food for her children. Obasanjo's message was not full of anger. It was full of urgency. He said time is running out for Nigeria. The nation has no excuse to make the same mistake again in 2027. According to him, the signs are already clear. Everyone can see that the country is not moving forward. The economy is weak, the currency is falling, and young people are leaving the country in large numbers because they have lost faith in the future. He said Nigerians cannot continue to cry in private and then do nothing in public. Complaining will not change anything. Anger alone will not change anything. Silence will not change anything. The only way to change things is to take action at the ballot box. He said Nigerians must wake up, rise, and use their votes wisely. And then he addressed the most important question: if APC must go, then who should take charge? For him, the answer was simple. He said Nigeria needs a leader who is competent, who is honest, who is disciplined, and who is ready to serve the people with sincerity. He said that in his judgment, Peter Obi is that leader. Obasanjo explained that leadership is not about empty promises. It is not about fine speeches. It is not about tribal loyalty or religious sentiment. Leadership, he said, is about results. It is about character. It is about competence. It is about care for the people. And in his view, Peter Obi has shown all these qualities. He told Nigerians that 2027 is not a time for jokes. It is not a time for experiments. It is a time for serious decisions. The nation cannot afford another 4 years of failure. It cannot afford another round of promises without delivery. He said the people must decide carefully, because their future, their children's future, and the survival of the nation depend on the choice they make. In his words, APC has had its chance, and APC has failed. And now, Nigerians must have the courage to try a different path. He said the country must put aside tribal division, put aside religious division, and put aside political games. He said Nigerians must come together as one people, because the suffering in the land does not know tribe or religion. Hunger affects everyone. Joblessness affects everyone. Insecurity affects everyone. Obasanjo's call was clear: unite, vote wisely, and bring competence back into leadership. He told Nigerians that if they fail to act, the country will pay the price. But if they act with courage, then 2027 could become the turning point that Nigeria has been waiting for. His warning has spread across the country like wildfire. Some people may not like it. Some people may argue against it. But nobody can deny the truth that Obasanjo has spoken. Nigeria is in deep pain. Nigerians are tired. And the nation is desperate for real change. That was the heart of Obasanjo's warning. He said that Nigerians cannot afford to make the same mistake again. He said that survival is now at stake. He said that hope is possible, but only if the people are ready to act. And he made it clear, the future is in the hands of the people. If they want change, they must rise and demand it with their votes. When Obasanjo spoke about the future of Nigeria, he did not just stop at pointing out the failures of the APC government. He went further. He told Nigerians that the real question is not only about removing a party that has failed, but about choosing a leader who has what it takes to fix the nation. And in his view, that leader is Peter Obi. Obasanjo explained very carefully why he believes Peter Obi is the right choice. He said Nigeria cannot afford another leader who only talks but does not act. He said the country does not need another president who promises change and then forgets about the people once in office. What Nigeria needs now is a man who understands the problems and has shown the ability to solve them in practical ways. According to Obasanjo, leadership is about competence, character, and care. He said competence means knowing what to do, having the experience to do it, and being ready to apply it without wasting time. Character means honesty, discipline, and integrity. Care means having a heart for the people, being able to feel their pain, and being willing to sacrifice comfort for their good. He said that among all those who are seeking power, Peter Obi is the one who has consistently shown these three qualities. He reminded Nigerians of Obi's record as governor of Anambra State. Obasanjo said many politicians like to talk about plans, but Peter Obi has already shown results. During his time in office, schools were improved. Healthcare became better. Roads were built. Investments were managed properly. And most importantly, money was saved for the future. Obasanjo said this shows that Obi is not just another politician, but a leader who can deliver. He also pointed out that Obi is not known for wasteful spending. He does not live large on the people's money. He does not treat government resources as personal wealth. Instead, he is disciplined, cautious, and focused. For Obasanjo, this is the kind of leadership Nigeria needs. A leader who can manage resources with care and make sure that every naira works for the people. Another important point Obasanjo made was about trust. He said Nigerians have been betrayed many times by leaders who say one thing during campaigns and do another once they get power. He said trust has been broken over and over again, and the people are tired of being deceived. But in Peter Obi, Obasanjo sees a man who can be trusted. A man who says what he means and means what he says. A man who is not afraid to be accountable. Obasanjo also said that Nigeria needs a president who understands the economy, because the economy is the foundation of everything. Without a strong economy, there can be no jobs, no proper education, no health care, and no security. And Peter Obi has shown deep knowledge of how the economy works. He is known for being detailed, for studying numbers, and for thinking about how to make policies practical. He said Peter Obi has the rare ability to connect ideas with action. Many leaders have ideas but no discipline to carry them out. Others talk about action but have no clear plan. But Obi has both. He is able to think carefully, make a plan, and then follow through with discipline. That, according to Obasanjo, is what Nigeria needs now more than ever. He also spoke about the youths. Obasanjo said Nigeria's young population is its greatest asset. But instead of giving them hope, the current system is pushing them out. Many young Nigerians are leaving the country because they do not believe in the future here. Obasanjo said this trend is dangerous. He said a nation that loses its young people loses its strength. That is why he believes Nigeria needs a leader who can inspire the youths again. He said Peter Obi is the one who has the ability to do that. He reminded Nigerians of the movement that grew around Obi in 2023. Young people stood up with one voice. They marched. They voted. They believed in a future that was different. Obasanjo said that kind of energy must not be wasted. It must be renewed and carried into 2027. He said the fire of the youth is what will change Nigeria, and Obi is the leader who can guide that fire in the right direction. Another thing Obasanjo mentioned is humility. He said Obi is not a man of arrogance. He listens. He is willing to learn. He is willing to sit with ordinary people and hear their problems. This, Obasanjo said, is what makes a great leader. A leader who does not believe he knows everything but is ready to learn from the people he serves. He also stressed that Peter Obi is not a tribal leader. He is not a man who sees Nigeria only through the lens of tribe or religion. He has friends across the country. He respects people from all backgrounds. He is a man who believes in one Nigeria where everyone matters. Obasanjo said that in a country that is deeply divided, Obi is the kind of leader who can bring unity. Obasanjo then challenged Nigerians to think beyond old politics. He said it is time to move away from the same recycled leaders who have had chances before but failed to deliver. He said Nigeria cannot keep repeating the same mistakes and expect a different result. He said the country needs to try someone who has not been corrupted by the system, someone who still believes in discipline, someone who has the courage to cut waste and do the right thing even if it is unpopular. For him, Peter Obi represents that new path. He is not a perfect man, but he is a man who is ready to lead with sincerity. He is not a saint, but he is a leader who fears God and respects the people. He is not a magician, but he is someone who knows how to manage resources and make wise decisions. Obasanjo's message was not just about Obi as an individual. It was about what Obi represents. He represents competence in place of incompetence. He represents honesty in place of deceit. He represents discipline in place of waste. He represents care in place of indifference. He represents a future where Nigerians can believe again. In the end, Obasanjo's voice was steady but strong. He said Nigerians should look at their situation today. Look at the hunger. Look at the joblessness. Look at the insecurity. Then ask themselves, do we want for more years of the same, or do we want a chance at something different? He said that for him, the answer is clear. Nigeria cannot afford more failure. Nigeria cannot afford more excuses. Nigeria cannot afford another wasted opportunity. He said Peter Obi is still the best choice. The most competent choice. The most prepared choice. The most trusted choice. And he closed his point with a challenge to the people. He said, do not allow anyone to deceive you again. Do not sell your votes. Do not be carried away by sweet words. Look at the record. Look at the character. Look at the future you want for your children. And when you do, you will see that Peter Obi is the right choice. When Obasanjo finished explaining why Peter Obi remains the best choice, he did not stop there. He turned directly to Nigerians and gave them a challenge. He told them that knowing the truth is not enough. Talking about the truth is not enough. Complaining about bad leadership is not enough. What matters is action. Obasanjo said Nigerians have a history of grumbling. They talk in their homes. They talk in their offices. They complain on the streets. They complain on social media. But when it comes to the time of decision, many go silent or allow themselves to be deceived again. He said this must not happen in 2027. He made it very clear that the ballot is the most powerful tool in the hands of the people. He reminded Nigerians that leaders come to power through votes, and leaders are removed through votes. If Nigerians truly want change, they must use that power wisely. He said nobody should expect miracles. Nobody should expect that things will change if they do nothing. For Obasanjo, the coming election is not just another contest. It is a battle for the soul of the nation. It is a chance to decide whether Nigeria will continue down the road of suffering or finally rise toward hope. He said this is not about one tribe or one religion fighting another. It is about Nigerians fighting against poverty, hunger, corruption, and bad leadership. He said every Nigerian, young and old, rich and poor, must see the 2027 election as a personal responsibility. Obasanjo stressed that those who are suffering today cannot afford to sit back tomorrow. The young graduate who has no job must understand that his vote is a weapon. The market woman who cannot afford food must understand that her vote is a weapon. The farmer who cannot find peace on his farmland must understand that his vote is a weapon. The teacher whose salary cannot feed his family must understand that his vote is a weapon. Every Nigerian must realize that their vote is their future. He warned against apathy. He said some Nigerians are already tired. They say, "What is the point? Our votes do not count." But Obasanjo said that kind of thinking is dangerous. He said that when people refuse to vote, they hand over their future to the same leaders they are tired of. He reminded Nigerians that change is never easy. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with effort. But it is always possible if people are determined. He also warned against selling votes. He said too many Nigerians have been trapped by quick money during elections. A bag of rice. A small envelope. A little promise of fuel. And then, after the election, those same voters are left in poverty for more years. Obasanjo said it is foolishness to sell tomorrow for one day's relief. He said Nigerians must have the courage to say no to vote buyers and yes to a better future. Then he turned to the youths again. He said the future of Nigeria is in the hands of the young generation. He said the elders have done their part, both good and bad. Now it is the youths who must rise with strength and decide where the nation should go. He reminded them that in 2023 they showed courage. They came out in millions. They shocked the old system. They sent a clear message that Nigeria belongs to the people, not to the politicians. He said that same spirit must rise again in 2027, only stronger. According to Obasanjo, the power of the youth is unstoppable if they stand together. He said no leader can ignore the voice of millions who are united. He urged them not to allow tribe, religion, or party politics to divide them. He said their future is bigger than those distractions. Hunger has no tribe. Joblessness has no religion. Insecurity has no political party. The problems are the same for everyone, and the solution must also be the same. Obasanjo's call to action was sharp. He said Nigerians must start preparing now. Do not wait until election day. Register to vote. Check your voter's card. Be ready to stand in line. Be ready to defend your choice. Be ready to speak with one voice. He said democracy is not a gift from leaders. It is the right of the people. But it only works when the people are ready to defend it. He also reminded Nigerians that change cannot come through anger alone. Anger is only useful when it pushes people into action. Complaining on social media cannot remove a failed government. Complaining in the market cannot remove a failed government. Only action at the polls can. He said it is time for Nigerians to stop expecting others to fight for them. Every citizen must fight for himself and his children with his vote. At the heart of his message was a question: how long will Nigerians wait before they demand better? How many years of hunger are enough? How many years of unemployment are enough? How many years of insecurity are enough? Obasanjo said Nigerians must answer these questions honestly. If they are tired, they must act. If they want hope, they must act. If they want a future, they must act. He said the choice in 2027 will be simple but serious. It will be between the pain of the past and the promise of a better tomorrow. It will be between incompetence and competence. It will be between waste and discipline. It will be between leaders who care only for themselves and a leader who is ready to care for the people. He said Peter Obi represents that better tomorrow, and Nigerians must not waste the chance to make it real. Finally, Obasanjo gave a strong warning. He said history will not forgive those who keep quiet when they should speak. History will not forgive those who do nothing when they should act. History will not forgive those who betray the future of their children for small gain today. He said every Nigerian must decide which side of history they want to stand on. His closing words were heavy but clear. He said, Nigerians, do not waste 2027. Do not make the same mistake again. Stand up. Unite. Use your votes. Remove failure. Choose competence. Choose honesty. Choose a leader who cares for you. For me, that leader is Peter Obi. But the decision is in your hands. The future is in your hands. With that, Obasanjo left the nation with a challenge it cannot ignore. The countdown to 2027 has already begun, and his call to action continues to echo across the land.